Deranged Airsoft here, and today we're talking about gloves. So, you play any amount of CQB. Outdoor, yes, you're going to want gloves, but taking hand hits isn't quite as common outdoors, at least not for us, as it is for CQB. And we play more CQB than we do outdoors because we have some really close and decent CQB fields. But we're talking about gloves, alright? So what we like to run are more of like our paintball gloves. You can see here JT, USA, also these are some Empire battle tested. These are supposed to be more like their tactical version of gloves. I've had some Condor gloves with the hard knuckle. My first gloves that I ever used both for paintball and for airsoft were some old Empire gloves. Absolutely loved them. Psycho, he used some dye type gloves, and they were awesome gloves, and we had to retire those last year because they had been our gloves for 12-15 years and it held up nicely. So we went with the Empires first off because the Empires that I had lasted me 15 years. I used them for driving, I used them for paintball, I used them for airsoft, I used them for lots of stuff. 15 years of constant abuse, and they finally were falling apart. Pieces of them were falling off. So these are like a brand new or newer Empire battle tested hard knuckle gloves for paintball or airsoft. They advertise for both. Right straight out of the box there were some problems with these. Brand new, mind you, okay? So when we got these, you can't see it on this one because it's on this one here. This sewing stitch here was already, as he put it on, it went and it pulled right away. So we had to get someone to sew these back together so that they would stay together. And the same thing is happening on this side. The stitching is already starting to pull away, and this is a pretty important area. That's where you're going to be pulling them on. As you put the glove on, you're grabbing this section, so I mean it's just going to rip right straight away eventually. Also, you can see here, look at this, all this is pretty much now obsolete. This has ripped away from the rubber, this Velcro piece here to attach it to your wrist. And you say, oh, you've used these a lot. Look at the palms, okay? You can't sit there and tell me that these have been used a whole lot when they, look at this. I mean, it's barely even worn. These have been used in 4 to 5 games at the max, or days. I would say days of play. One full day at Lonely Island, Operation Lonely Island, and then 3 other times playing at a local CQB place. 4 hours max each time. So I would say that that's not good. This isn't a good track record for these right now. Already having some problems with some of these pieces coming off. On the other one here, this piece is coming off here. This one's all cracked and just looks like it's melted almost. It's really weird. You know, and the knuckle things is nice. I understand, like it's part of the tacticalness, but like here in the fingers, this is where you take most of your abuse. And there's like nothing there. It's just the neoprene material that's there. So like you get shot right here, you got nothing protecting you there. With these, all the protection is here. But when you're actually shooting and you got your pistol, this is where you're gonna get shot, right there in those fingers. And that's pretty much where we get shot all the time, is right here in the fingers. I don't know if you can see it, but I got several marks on my hands where I got shot in the fingers. Not very bad in comparison to Psycho's. Psycho got shot in the finger like right here. It's all red and purpley. Mine, it got shot twice right here, and you can barely even see the little red marks. But that's because I use a different glove. So these gloves, I would give them a 5 out of 10, if I had to say. Because you can see the material's already starting to like I don't know what you would call this, but pull away, like separate, I guess, from itself. And get all fuzzy. You know, stuff gets all fuzzy on every single finger. Same thing over here. It's just the stuff, the sewing part is the big thing. Like this stuff coming undone, and like here you can see the neoprene. It's got pull marks in it, where it gets pulled, like stress pulls. It does have some nice features. Like I said, the hard knuckle here, but I've never really been shot in the knuckles. It's more the broad flat parts of my fingers. Also here, these pads on the bottom here are really like rough, so if you put your hands down on gravel, it's going to help protect the palm of your hands. Some nice little grippy parts here with the Empire logo, but I'd say 5 out of 10, and I'm pretty sure Psycho's going to trash these or junk them within like the next game or two, if it even lasts that long. He may buy another set. So the Empire battle tested, Hard knuckle gloves, 5 out of 10. Also, like the sizing is really weird. These are medium / smalls. So for us, where we like to have really kind of nice tight gloves to our hands, the size small is what we're looking for. These are just a little bit too big. And someone who's a medium, who likes theirs kind of loose, these are going to be a little too small. So they only come in small, medium, and large, extra large. That's the only way that you can get these gloves. So kind of like a 5 out of 10 from us for these gloves. They do look nice, but they just don't seem to handle. And then we come to these. Now JT, in the paintball world, JT really has kind of stepped up their game a little bit. But when we played, JT was like the is the Walmart brand, because you could buy them at Walmart. But these gloves are fabulous. They come in the extra small size small, and then you get them in a medium, then a large, and an extra large. It's just the small, extra smalls are a little different, and they sit really nice and tight to my hand, but still allow breathability. My hands don't sweat in them. They don't have that hard pad, but they do have some padding here in the palm of your hand for if you have to put your hands down. Also these fingerprint little rubber pieces here for like gripping on stuff, and it does kind of pull off, but it's just a little bit of like this. It's real cheap thin rubber that's just kind of glued onto there. No stitching problems out of these yet. And you can see that they're not too worn. On the other side, they don't have the hard knuckle feature, but they do have this. This is like a texturized rubber piece that's on here. It's actually really thick on this upper part here, which is the part that I need, because that is where I get shot. Let me switch glove hands here. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a little shiny spot. Let me get a little pointer here. Right there. Can you see that shiny? That is from a BB. And if you were to stick that where my finger is, it's right here. This is if you can see that red mark on my finger, that is from the BB. If I was to get shot with that one, it would be a huge black and blue mark there, and my hand would all be all bumped up. So this absorbs a lot of the impact, these rubberized pieces here. And on your shooter fingers, you don't have that extra rubber piece, because that's going to be inside your trigger well. But really, really great gloves. I can't complain about these at all. I would almost rate these as like a 9 out of 10. 10 being if it had more knuckle protection, maybe, I don't know. But they are really, really great gloves, and they sit nice and tight to my hand. They're comfortable, they breathe well, and like you can see here, so when you got that hand out there, you got some knuckle protection, but like I said, I never get shot here. It's always here and here, and that's, look at that, you got the protection going all the way to the end of the pinky, all the way to the end of the finger. Really, really great gloves. They are hard to find. So here you can kind of see how thick that rubber is right here on the knuckles. All right, so these are our 2 sets of gloves that we have. Would we buy another Empire set? No. Would we buy another set of these JTs? Absolutely. They are great gloves, and I really have enjoyed using them. And they're really easy, really comfortable, and offer quite a bit of protection for my hands. My hands don't look quite so bad after playing CQB. So thanks for watching this video. If you liked it, please like it on the YouTube page. Also, subscribe to us and send us a shout out on Facebook at Deranged Airsoft. And we'll see you guys later.